halfway point in the first of this year's All-Ireland football semi-finals. Tyrone leading Mayo by a single point, 7 points to 6. And Colin Rourke, the weird thing about this game is this has been a weird first half for both teams. Tyrone have played all the football. Mayo haven't settled. They've not been allowed to play the kind of football that has devastated teams so far this summer. And there's only a point in it.
Yeah, well, the game has been played very much on Tyrone terms. They set out their stall, and Mayo haven't responded tactically on the pitch to the way Tyrone have drawn themselves up, which shouldn't be anything new. Joe McMahon playing back as a sweeper. I'm surprised that Keith Higgins has gone back more or less into the Mayo defence. They should push up on the Tyrone kick out, force them to kick long. But Mayo have played in fits and starts, and they've made a huge amount of mistakes, and they're in sort of unknown territory because they haven't been in a tight game. I still think they will win the game because I think Stephen O'Neill and Peter Hart are huge losses. Of course, Killian O'Connor has gone off as well. But again, the half has been dominated by bad refereeing decision, which, it's an intriguing battle. It's not a great game of football, but if Mayo can cut down on their mistakes, they could still win it.
We'll have a look at what Colin was alluding to in a moment, but just before that, Joe, I want to look at this. Mayo are playing this quick ball as they do. They defend, they try and break quickly, playing the ball, but they're being snuffed down by.
Well, Mayo have abandoned their strategy up until now. Normally they push up, they don't play a sweep with themselves, and they pick up all the half forwards who go back into the Tyrone defence. They did that against Donegal. Today, they're allowing Tyrone to play with the sweeper. They're playing with the sweeper themselves. God only knows why they've decided to do it today. And it means that, one, Tyrone have an extra man every time to come out of their defence. They've kicked 5 short kickouts, so they're not kicking the ball long, which would be right up Mayo's street. And also it means that Mayo's forwards are totally outnumbered in there. So I have no idea why Mayo are not pushing up. It has worked for them all year. The basis of their strategy to date has been to turn over ball in that area and attack and keep you hemmed in. And now they're not doing it, apart from anything else. Their sweeper's totally ineffective. He's not doing his job properly, and he's hardly being used. Tyrone are the most patient team in the country. You'll see there, they will take that ball out of their defence, they'll find the overlapping man. The game, as Colin says, has been played entirely in their terms, and I'll tell you, this is Tyrone territory. As things stand, Tyrone have the balance of this. And I mean, we talked about Tyrone getting to 60 minutes. Well, the way things are at the moment, I have every expectation that Tyrone will get to 60 minutes there or thereabouts. And I mean, after that, on the balance of the game here, you'd have to say that Tyrone are in the driving seat.
Well, Colin thinks it's the other way around, or that the pendulum is swinging.
Not so far.
Obviously, we'll have to wait and see how it pans out. Pat, I want to have a look at this disallowed goal. This is the big talking point of the first half. Now, just before I get your thoughts on this, we'll just run the clip because I'm keen to hear when the whistle actually blew in this incident.
It's something to be talking about.
Oh, it's a talking point already.
He didn't blow it just there.
He did blow it, yeah.
Well, nobody heard it.
He did blow it. I mean, we credit Morris Deegan in the sense he blew it. So, but what do I see? I see 2 problems with this. One, I can't honestly see a foul in the first place.
Okay.
But if you can remember, Pat McEnany's instruction to the referees all year long is he talks about the slow whistle. Allow the game to develop another couple of seconds and see what happens. That was, A, it wasn't a foul. B, he should have allowed play go on. It should have been a Mayo goal for Adam Freeman, and that's a desperate miss. But can I just talk about the game? Look, it's very like last Sunday's hurling game in the sense that Limerick came in as favourites, Clare as underdogs. Today, Mayo hot favourites, Tyrone as underdogs. And the occasion seems to have got to Mayo because they look undercooked for a start because they've had no intense game to start. Their game plan now has to change because they had to chase a game. But what I can't understand, Michael, and this is the key thing, Mayo have now brought to this table today fear. They've suddenly introduced a sweeper. They've never used it all along. They're not driving forward from the half-back line, which they've been doing all along. Their full forward line are isolated. There's no one up in support. They're not bringing the intensity and the work rate and the passion to the table that maybe they brought earlier on, but that's required for All-Ireland success. It's not there today so far.
Well, time for us to pause again for a little while here at Croke Park. Join us for the second half of Mayo versus Tyrone after this break.